Let's start with Klay Thompson, nursing that hamstring injury he suffered in Game 2. And here is what he said when asked if he will play tonight. Take a listen.
It'll be a game-time decision. But for me personally, it'd be hard to see me not playing. So hopefully I'll feel much better tomorrow and be a go.
So he said several things there. You feel that's which? Oh. All right, you first.
I feel like this is real talk. For him to come out and say that he doesn't, it's a game time decision, but right now he don't want to answer because hopefully he feels better the next day. He's in pain. He's in pain. So I really believe what he's saying, that he wants to play, he wants to be out there, but he can't say that right at this moment because my body's not feeling 100%.
And I agree with that, and
Which
that's
is why it's
But
BS
I think
to you?
why is no, because he can't actually say. I don't think he's going to play, and I think he can't come out and say, "Oh, I'm not playing now." Why give Toronto any intel?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say BS.
Yes.
Right. It's fine. You can say bull on this show. You just can't finish that sentence. Here's the thing. After the game, he said to me, he said to a couple other people, he said, "Oh, I'm going to play." He said to Steve Kerr, "I'm going to play."
Yeah.
Right? And I do know that the day after, your body starts to ache more in different ways.
You really feel it.
But here's the thing. He had a high ankle sprain. A high ankle sprain. That's like a 6-week recovery injury in Game 1 of the finals last year.
Yep.
He just came out and played the other 3 games.
It's a little different
So it is
with the
hard
hammy.
for me to believe Klay Thompson is sitting until I see him sit.
Yeah, I agree.
He could have like 6 stab wounds and like, you know, a Rottweiler tied to his ankle that he'd have to drag onto the court and something very heavy that he would have to hold in one hand, and I'd be like, he's playing.
The one thing he did say is the big picture is, he doesn't want to re-injure it and then out for the entire playoffs. And that's how confident
So
I
that's why
think
you
Golden
guys
State
think-
really is and feel like they can win it.
Right.
And I think it's tough. Like when you're playing in the finals, this is only Game 3. Game 5 or 6, 7, it's a different story.
And the good thing about Klay, too, he's been here.
Right.
And they know 3 or 4 wins, we NBA champions. So
Correct.
I can push myself for the next couple games.
That all makes sense to me. And your point about him maybe injuring it more, whereas, like, yes, he could play tonight maybe, but they decide to sit him down because it could injure him for more of the playoffs. That makes more sense to me than him saying, "Oh, it hurts too much, I won't play," because
Right.
he's never
he's
missed a playoff
exactly.
game,
I agree with that.
ever. I want to talk about DeMarcus Cousins because we spoke about him at the top of the show, and yesterday he also made some interesting comments about his game. Take a listen.
Oh, I'm far from a finished product. So that's the encouraging part about all of this. I know I got a lot of work to do. I know I got a lot of room for improvement. So obviously it's a process, and I just got to go through it.
All right, Boogie saying he is far from a finished product. BS or real talk? 2 real talks. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, he's definitely far. We saw his dominance in short spurts and still didn't have lift.
Right.
He didn't have any lift and still getting 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists, triple-double alert.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, he's only going to get better with time in between, travel time. He'll be fine.
Yeah, it's good for him to know, and for us on the sideline watching, we can see his best days ahead of him. And for Boogie, for everything he's been through, to see that he's learned how to enjoy the good and the bad times, you can tell he's grown from this situation. And I think this year, everything he's been through was his most important year, and being around those type of teammates he has helped him out a lot.
So much, and we don't really give guys credit sometimes for the fact that we first meet them when they're 20, right? We've all changed quite a bit from age 20, and the idea that he is still inputting, and clearly has been inputting this entire year in Golden State, being around this professional of a franchise, very different than the Kings organization, by the way, is different now, but when he was there, and certainly in his early years, it was a very different kind of organization to be around, and I think that what he has picked up along the way has made him different, and he's going to continue to mature.
He's learned how to take care of his body, how to prepare on the championship level, all these things, now it makes sense and going to help him and propel him as he looks forward. So look out for the league now with this information and stuff that he has in his game.
I was going to make a joke, too, about how he's learned to control himself and not argue with officials, but in Golden State, you're not going to learn that since the Warriors really like to argue with officials. And let's move on, because an article on ESPN.com, Jackie McMullen dove into how NBA stars deal with pressure. She talked to Steph Curry about his feelings after he missed a 3-pointer in the final minute of Game 7 of the 2016 Finals. And here is what he said, quote, "I look back and I think I could have easily gone around Kevin Love and gotten a 2. That was a shot where I was not under control, and it cost him a championship. Kevin Love saw the quote, retweeted the quote, and just put easily, which is hilarious. So, Stack, is Steph saying he could have easily gotten around Kevin Love in Game 7 of 2016 Finals, BS or real talk? What do you guys got for your signs?
I got real talk.
Damn, Marco.
Yes, I mean, it's easy. I mean, he can go around Kevin Love any day in the phone booth. Wherever you put them to, he can go around Kevin Love. I'm pretty sure. And Kevin Love knows that, too. That was just
That's
one of
why
those.
you put easily.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where, you know, Kevin Love did do a great job on defense, but as you see, Steph could have went to the rim at any time.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, it was just a great recovery, and obviously because he pulled up. If he goes by him, Kevin Love's behind him. He gets 2.
Yes.
Maybe he draws extra defenders, gets an
Kicks
open
out,
3 for somebody else. But, yes, I say.
Great job by Kevin Love, though.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, look, I get, and by the way, someone says something in an article which was about an entirely different topic. The topic was pressure. It's not as if Steph was breaking down that game. He says something, and it can kind of be blown out of proportion. I would think what he easily could have done was made some different choices about what kind of play he wanted to make there, and I think I do think that was actually his point.
Right.
But by saying what he said, when you watched Kevin, he did defend him there, and honestly, that's some of the best defense Kevin has ever played.
And
so
here's
let's not take it away from him.
Here's why. Think about this. Crunch time. You know time and score.
Right.
If I'm a defender, what are you guarding? The 3-point line.
Yes.
So you now give
Yes.
Kevin Love a chance. He's guarding the 3-point line. He wants him to go by him.
Right.
Yes.
So yes, he could have easily gone by him, but he wants 3 at home.
Yes.
Send him out of here.
Yes.
Yeah, Kevin Love just
Yeah,
like
that's it.